Hi guys, it's Ray with Ray's Turquoise Turtle. I am starting something new today. It is going to involve this 20-ounce thick from Maker Flow, this Bluebell metallic from Glitter Bees, Copper Bones holographic from Glitter Hippo, and this pattern printed vinyl from 143vinyl.com. And I bought an SVG from Etsy to go on this. So, first step is going to be tack it. I'm going to apply the tack it to the cup, let it sit for about 15 minutes. I'm going to do a second coat, and then I am going to glitter the cup. Somebody had wanted to see how Copper Bones looks on a cup, and I checked the glitter out, and I was like, whoa, yeah, this is like perfect for the tack it method. And I am hoping that this one will lay down and be beautiful on tack it as well. I'm going to do two colors. I'm going to do them both at once because in the long run, it's not going to matter if they overlap a tiny bit where I separate them. So I already have a tub of tack it mixed up. This is tack it over and over from Eileen's. You may not be able to find tack it over and over. You may only see stick and re-stick now, I believe is what they're calling the new version. So I'm going to go ahead and get this first coat on quick. Not the type of brush I would normally use, but this is a nice soft brush. Not my greatest spray paint job. I have been fighting the weather like crazy the last week or two. Spring just doesn't seem to want to actually arrive here in New York. It looks beautiful out today. It's about 50 and windy, so not very pleasant. But it is what it is. We take what we can get. So I'm just going to get this on. Don't forget the bottom, because the bottom is going to be glittered. And I'm going to, like I said, let this sit for about 10 minutes. I am not going to bring you back to do the second coat. You've seen me do the second coat many times already. And yeah, you know how to do it. The second coat's going to go on exactly like the first coat. So I will be back when I am ready for the glitter portion of events. Okay, time to get some glitter on here. I'm just laying out some papers. The bottom is going to be the blue, the top is going to be the copper. I'm going to bring the copper down to like somewhere in here. So I'm going to start a line there. It doesn't have to be a straight line, it's going to get covered. So if it looks messy, it's fine. Because this is in a bag, I poured it in a cup. So I don't really want to set the cup down 100 times. And because this is a thick, this isn't really a traveling cup. This is a leave it on your desk at work or keep it for home use. But it's not going to fit in a cup holder in your car, most likely, unless you buy some kind of adapter. So my current cup inventory is pretty low, and until I sell some, it's going to stay low, most likely. So I'm kind of going to be working with what I have for a bit. I wish I had maybe spray painted this cup a darker color. This is a pretty thin glitter. Beautiful, but I'm not sure it's going to cover the white completely the way I would like it to. But we'll see when I start burnishing it. So I'm just going to go around one more time, look for any actual white spots. Fill back in a little bit. Okay. I'm going to tap that off pretty good. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and set this to the side. We're done with that one. I'm going to come in with the Glitter Bees Bluebell. And I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. I'm just going to start on that line and kind of run around the edge where they meet. That printed vinyl has a little bit of a dark blue, so I thought it might be kind of nice to pull in a little bit of a brighter blue to play off of. And this is a metallic, not really an iridescent, so it's going to look a little bit different burnished with the tacket than the copper is going to look. And don't forget to get the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to set this down for 1 second. I'm going to clean some of this up, just so I don't spill a ton. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and burnish it down. You guys have seen me do this. You know I don't like to do it with my bare hands, so I'm going to use gloves. And I'm going to start on the copper. And I feel like my tacket was a little chunky, probably because of the brush I used. So I'm going to have to work maybe a little bit harder to burnish it down. But it'll get there. But wow, look at that color coming out already. This glitter that I'm burnishing off is no good. It will be trash. So I'm not worried about the two colors mixing underneath at the moment. So I don't like to do it with my hands. I do have a little bit of white showing through, but I think it's just the nature of the glitter. But I think with the overall look of the cup, I'm not going to be terribly concerned with that. This cup is large. It's a lot of surface area to cover, so. I do think if I do this again, and I have a feeling I will, I would maybe get a metallic spray paint to paint the cup first. A coppery color. So this is going to take me a bit and a bit more work. So that's how the copper is going to look. I'm going to switch my glove quick and do some of the blue for you. The rest of it I'm going to go ahead and do off camera, just because it is going to take a long time and this is going to get extremely long otherwise. So and even the blue might need another coat. I feel like I'm rubbing a lot of the blue off, but what is staying is super shimmery and pretty. Hopefully you can see that where it's starting. And I'm actually not even necessarily going to be concerned with burnishing this strip. This is all going to get covered. So I'm going to focus mainly on the bottom and the top. There's going to be about a 2.5, 3-inch band through here. So that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm not sure I mind all that white showing through. I like the just metallic blue look it's leaving behind, so. But I may come back over and do a second coat on the blue. I have to decide. But that is kind of how it's going to look top and bottom to start. I'm going to get this done and I will come back when I'm ready to put the first coat of resin on it. Oh, I just smudged high. That's why I wasn't going to do that. Hopefully it'll brush off. Just trying to knock some of the height off the center line, not necessarily fully burnish it. So that is where I'm at for now. I will be back. Okay, so I finished the first coat of tacket and then did another coat over the top. I do have some spread from the glitter because I wasn't super careful, but I'm okay with that. I'm not sure I'm okay with any of this at this point, but I'm going to continue on with it and see how it looks when it's done. So I'm going to start with the main decal, just so I can make sure this strip is below the main decal. So this says, "In a world full of roses, be a sunflower." And I didn't pre-release this from my backer, so it's going to take me a second. I normally make sure everything's like ready to go. And this little sunflower decal has like a leopard print, cheetah print center. So on my extra sunflowers I made, I changed the centers to the same print. Okay. And I'm going to do it like slightly off center, I think. Let me get that on there. Good. Get this peeled. Okay. So for the center, I'm going to put this strip of sunflower print vinyl on. I cut a strip of the printed vinyl, and then I did just a strip of the brown and a strip of the yellow that I used for this decal. So that's what that is. I'm going to peel the whole thing, and I am just going to like hand place it. And I guess hope for the best. It'll have some flex and some give, so. Okay. This is an awkward angle to be doing something like this at. I'm sorry, y'all. It would be much easier to pull off and do on my cup cradle. You know what? I think I'm just going to put a couple of my extra sunflowers over the ends and not worry about it. Or pull this end back up a little bit. I'll work out those wrinkles and bubbles in a minute here. There, that's much closer. I do have a little bit of a wrinkle there, but and a bit of a bubble there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that bubble and smooth it out. I'm going to pop any bubbles I have. I'm going to try and pop them in like the blue section where possible. because you don't want bubbles under the resin. So I'll work the rest of those out in a few minutes here. But I have these other flowers cut that I'm going to place here and there. So for those, I'm going to pick up the centers first. If I lose some more of the pattern from the center, I'm not really worried about it. I already lost a bunch of the patterns from all of the centers, so just because they're cut so small. And I'm going to go ahead and put one on the bottom. Not dead center, like a little bit off. But I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to stop for a minute and finish this off camera so I can move the cup. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this smoothed out the rest of the way, get the rest of these decals on. And okay, so this is as good as this is going to get at this point. This whole cup's kind of been a disaster. And my turner is not going to work, so that's fun. There we go. So I have my resin mixed up. I'm going to go ahead and put a little cheat glitter in this and hope it fixes some of those flaws, or masks them at any rate. This cup will end up staying with me or whatever, but at some point I'll redo it, hopefully better executed. But I do overall like it, so there's that. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get my resin on. And I'm going to give it a good coat because it's covering a lot of area and a lot of stuff. So I'm going to use pretty much all of the 30 mLs I've got mixed up here. Just get it spread evenly. It always looks so much better after the resin goes on. And it will need one more clear coat just because it's got such a thick layer of vinyl on it in different places. So, I mean, these stripes ended up 3 layers thick, so it's quite a lot. But that is basically it. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with the torch real quick. Just to thin out the resin and get it to spread a little bit more as it levels. And then I'm going to take you down and get you a look. Alright, so I'm going to bring you down here. Sorry about the glare from the ring light. Look how pretty that is. I mean, you almost can't see any of those imperfections that I was just fighting there. They all just kind of went away. It's probably a little bit crooked, that band, but in a world full of roses, be a sunflower. So that's a triple split, two-toned tack-it method and vinyl for the third section. And I'll show you the sunflower on the bottom quick. Like I said, off center because I didn't want it to be like perfectly centered, and it's just not me. There's that decal coming around one more time. So that is it.